Of the nearly 30 monarchies in the world today, far and away the most famous is that of the United Kingdom. From the death of Princess Diana to the royal wedding to the Queen's many hats, the international media seems to be obsessed with Britain's royal family. But there is a Republican movement in the United Kingdom that actually wants to see an end to this centuries-old institution, as it reportedly costs taxpayers millions of dollars every year. So where did Britain's royal family come from, and what role do they play in society today? Well, around the year 827, King Egbert of the region Wessex conquered kingdoms in every direction, eventually becoming the first King of England. Over the course of roughly 700 years, England saw dozens of kings from multiple family lineages. But in the late 1600s, the royal line of succession came to a standstill, as the king and his wife had only one legitimate heir who ultimately bore no children. Foreseeing an end to the family line, Parliament passed the Act of Settlement in 1701, which stated that the royal lineage should restart with one of the king's distant relatives, Sophia of Hanover. Although Sophia ultimately died before inheriting the throne, her heirs took over the line of succession, beginning with her son, King George I in 1714. In the more than 300 years since, all British monarchs have descended from this line. The Act of Settlement not only limited the throne to the legitimate heirs of Sophia of Hanover, but also excluded all Roman Catholics and those who marry Roman Catholics. The British monarchy has been at odds with the Catholic Church since King Henry VIII broke off from Catholicism in the 16th century. Henry VIII wanted to divorce his wife, but couldn't under the principles of Catholicism, so he formed his own church, the Church of England. Traditional laws of succession also stated that royal sons inherit the throne before daughters, and older children are prioritized over younger. However, in 2011, Prime Minister David Cameron announced that all future monarchs would be able to marry Catholics and that future rulers would no longer be limited by the gender preference rule. The role of the UK's monarch is to act as head of state and is limited to ceremonial, non-partisan duties. This includes bestowing honors, hosting dinners for foreign leaders, traveling abroad, and appointing the Prime Minister as recommended by the House of Commons. When a monarch dies, their heir automatically takes power, hence the phrase, "The king is dead, long live the king." Queen Elizabeth II took over in 1952 after her father died. When she passes, her eldest son, Prince Charles, is next in line for the throne. After Charles is Prince William, and then Prince George, and then so on. In fact, there are more than 5,000 descendants of Sophia of Hanover who are eligible to succeed the throne, according to the language of the Act of Settlement. Monarchs cannot abdicate the throne unless they have approval from Parliament. Abdication is extremely rare, although it did happen in 1936, when King Edward VIII relinquished the crown to marry an American commoner, who was, to the dislike of the Protestant Church, in the midst of her second divorce. Queen Elizabeth II is the UK's longest reigning monarch, and still plays an active ceremonial and political role in London. It doesn't appear that Brits would have it any other way, as 2016 polls suggest that the Queen has a 75% approval rating. Despite rising pressure from anti-monarchists, it's unlikely that this historical institution will dissolve anytime soon. If you're a fan of history, science, and exploration, you should definitely check out Discovery Go. You can watch all of your favorite Discovery Channel shows in one place. Click the link in the description below to learn more. The British monarchy is an old tradition, with almost exclusively ceremonial purposes, and the same is true of most monarchies around the world. But why would so many countries maintain such a seemingly unnecessary and expensive tradition? Why do we still have monarchies? Find out in this video.
One of the most successful absolute monarchies is in Vatican City, which is governed by the Pope. The rest are primarily in the Middle East and Africa. These nations tend to be plagued by human rights abuses because there aren't sufficient checks on the monarch's supreme power.
Thanks for watching Seeker Daily. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos every day.